Hello everyone, I am Dr. Chirag Patel. Today I am going to be discuss about folic acid synthesis, a target of chemotherapeutic agent. So, what are the learning outcomes? After completion of this session, learners should be able to understand mechanism of anti-folate drug. Second, understand rationale behind cotrimoxazole, which is the combination of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim, and also understand the mechanism of resistance against anti-folate drug. First, folic acid, a essential metabolite. Bacterial, protozoa and other microbial infections share an accelerated metabolic rate. In order to ensure a proper functioning of cell replication and protein and nucleic acid synthesis process, folate metabolic rate is increased. And for this reason, folic acid antagonists have been used since their discovery to treat different kinds of microbial infection. In order to comprehend the use of antifolate as therapeutic agent, it is necessary to focus on central molecule folic acid. This metabolite belongs to vitamin B family, which is a group of small water soluble molecules which act as enzymatic cofactor to carry out diverse metabolic function. So the folate contains pteridine portion, para-aminobenzoic acid and L-glutamate residue. If we talk about its function, folic acid metabolism is essential to ensure the proper functioning of all living cells. Folate take parts in numerous reactions which related to synthesis of protein and nucleic acid in different organisms. Folic acid participate in reaction of synthesis of some amino acids such as methionine, serine, glycine, histidine or glutamate, which are essential for protein synthesis. Folic acid also involved in both purine and pyrimidine synthesis via 1-carbon transfer, which are essential for nucleic acid synthesis. So, all these metabolic functions that are essential for cell survival. These highlight the importance of molecule with the antagonist effect such as antifolate. So let's understand, is folate a good target? For this, let's understand folic acid synthesis in human and bacteria. First, human cell. Human cell cannot synthesize the de novo folic acid synthesis. So, they obtain the folic acid from the diet. Then after, this folic acid is enter inside the cell with the help of folate receptor. And then this folic acid is involved in synthesis of amino acid and nucleotide and further protein synthesis and nucleic acid synthesis. Where in case of the bacteria do possess the specific enzyme which is responsible for the synthesis of folic acid, and this folic acid then utilized for the synthesis of amino acid and nucleotide and ultimately nucleic acid synthesis and protein synthesis. Bacterial cell walls are impermeable to folic acid and its derivative because they lack the necessary folate receptor which normally internalize the folic acids and its derivative. For this reason, inhibiting specific enzyme that participate at folate biosynthesis is a nice and selective target for antimicrobial agent. For better understand, we need to first review the synthesis of folic acid. Bacteria cannot absorb folic acid, but it make from para-aminobenzoic acid, pyridine and glutamate. Let's discuss with the first step. The first enzyme involved is the dihydropteroate synthase, which join the dihydropterin with para-aminobenzoic acid and produce dihydropteroate. Then the second enzyme is dihydrofolate synthase. This dihydrofolate synthase glutamation of dihydropteroate and produce the dihydrofolate. Then after, dihydrofolate reductase act on dihydrofolate and reduce it and form the tetrahydrofolate using the reducing power of NADPH. Then this tetrahydrofolate is involved in amino acid and nucleotide base synthesis and ultimately protein and nucleic acid synthesis, which is the essential for cell survival. Next, let's understand how different antifolate target different enzyme. So the first and one of the most targeted enzyme in folate metabolism has been dihydropteroate synthase. This is considered as the first regulation point at the de novo folate synthesis, which is exclusive of bacteria. This enzyme is encoded by FOLP gene and catalyze the synthesis reaction of dihydropteroate, the immediate precursor for dihydrofolate, and which is next reduced into the tetrahydrofolate. The sulfonamide, which is structurally similar to PABA and inhibit dihydropteroate synthase enzyme by penetrating into PABA pocket of enzyme and block the incorporation of PABA into dihydropteroic acid and forming an analog that cannot be used as substrate in the following reaction of folate cycle. Thus, the drastic reduction of folate level, as bacteria cannot internalize exogenous folate, this reduction leads to error in DNA synthesis and the result in cell death. So this is the dihydropteroate synthase inhibitor, sulfonamide. The next enzyme is the dihydrofolate reductase. Trimethoprim, pyrimethamine and methotrexate prevent reduction of dihydrofolate to tetrahydrofolate by inhibiting the enzyme dihydrofolate reductase. The enzyme is present in human, but trimethoprim has lower affinity for human enzyme, and reduction of dihydrofolate ensure an intracellular pool of different tetrahydrofolate derivative that are used in various 1-carbon transfer reaction and biosynthesis process, and it result in cell death. So sulfomethoxazole or sulfonamide inhibit dihydropteroate synthase and trimethoprim inhibit dihydrofolate reductase enzyme. So the combination of sulfonamide and trimethoprim is synergistic and they are rarely used alone. The 5 part of sulfomethoxazole and 1 part of trimethoprim is known as cotrimoxazole, which is currently available in market and used in different infections, specifically urinary tract infection. So let's understand, is sulfomethoxazole and trimethoprim is rational fixed dose combination. So why sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim is the rational fixed dose combination? The first point is the pharmacokinetic profile of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim are closely match to achieve a constant ratio of 20:1 in their concentration in blood and tissue. Second one is both have nearly the same half-life, approximately 10 hours. Next, synergistic mechanism usually result in bactericidal activity in vitro at concentration at which the individual components are only bacteriostatic. Resistance to the combination has been slow to develop as compared to the either drug alone. These are the rationale behind the combination of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim. Next, let's understand the mechanism of anti-folate resistance. So what is the resistance? Antimicrobial resistance is the ability of microbes to resist the effect of medication that once could successfully treat the microbes. So let's understand what is the mechanism of anti-folate resistance. Normally, FOLP gene and DFR gene is encode or synthesize the dihydrofolate synthase enzyme and dihydrofolate reductase enzyme respectively. Dihydropteroid synthase enzyme synthesized dihydrofolate from dihydropterin and PABA, and dihydrofolate reductase reduce dihydrofolate to tetrahydrofolate. The first mechanism of resistance is the chromosomal mutation. So the chromosomal mutation in DFRB gene and FOLP gene in Staphylococcus aureus result in alteration of ternary structure of dihydropteroid synthase and dihydrofolate reductase enzyme, which has lower affinity for inhibitor drug and resulting drug unable to produce its effect. The second mechanism is the decreased bacterial permeability or active influx of drug. Normally, drug enter inside the cell through porine channel, and after producing effect, it efflux with the help of efflux pump. So, bacteria decrease permeability or increase active efflux of drug. Both mechanisms seek to diminish the drug concentration inside the target cell, which result in drug unable to produce its effect. The third mechanism is the alternative metabolic pathway for synthesis of essential metabolite. Some resistant bacteria produce the dihydrofolate reductase enzyme from plasmid, and this dihydrofolate reductase or dihydropteroid synthase has zero affinity for inhibitor. So, inhibitor unable to bind with this enzyme. And the last one is the increased production of an essential metabolite, as per example PABA. Some resistant staphylococci may synthesize the 70 times para-aminobenzoic acid as compared to the normal susceptible strain. So the amount of PABA is increased in this bacteria. As we know that sulfonamide is compete with the PABA. As the PABA concentration is higher, PABA is bind with the dihydropteroid synthase enzyme and it synthesizes the dihydrofolate. So this is the fourth mechanism of resistance. So in summary, there are four mechanisms of resistance. The first, chromosomal mutation. Second, decreased bacterial permeability or active efflux of drug. Third, an alternative metabolic pathway for the synthesis of essential metabolite. And the fourth, an increased production of an essential metabolite. So today here we discuss the folic acid synthesis as a target of chemotherapeutic agent, the rationale behind combination of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim, and the mechanism of anti-folate resistance. Thank you. If you have any question, you can find me at patelchirag17787 @gmail.com. Thank you.